Welcome to Media Bites. This is Random Rob. Today I'm talking about Lost Planet 3, a game I feel is something of an underdog in the current video game market, and unique and worthwhile for being just that. Lost Planet 3 was developed for Capcom by a company called Spark Unlimited, who were behind the original Medal of Honor games for PC that many people played last generation. I don't know anyone who had a PlayStation 2 or Xbox who didn't play Medal of Honor Frontline. That was a real blockbuster back in the late 90s. Recently, Spark had made the first-person shooter Legendary, which got a lot of bad press for being buggy and having some crippling design issues, although it did get compliments on what it was trying to accomplish, which was to be an arcade, action-based shooter with Greek mythology in a modern setting. It didn't do well, and maybe why Lost Planet 3 has been overlooked. And more likely, because the Lost Planet series has not been in the top tier of shooter games, which is what it was originally designed for. Big, multiplayer, online shoot-'em-ups. I picked this game up because Mark at Classic Game Room gave it a really good video review, and when I found out the game had a Western theme, I was hooked. Lost Planet 3 in many ways reminds me of Firefly, and what I love about that show, namely strong narrative, sort of dances with wolves in space, characters who are working class types who aren't stereotyped heroes or villains, a wonderful modern country western bluegrass soundtrack, and an attention to detail in the world design that indicates that there was a lot of love for this project. The music is really special. The game's composer, Jack Wall, is an old hand at soundtracks. He did the last several Myst games, Call of Duty, Mass Effect. He's got great chops and brings them to Lost Planet 3 with his usual cinematic style, flavored with Middle Eastern wind instruments, and also for 17 tracks of outstanding country instrumentals. It's great music to drive to, or play at work. Jack Wall's an interesting character. He got a degree in civil engineering from Drexel and began a career in that field, then said the hell with it and got involved in music production. Listening to his music, I approve of that choice. Brad Gallway at GameCritics.com pointed out in his review of Lost Planet 3 that the protagonist, Jim Payton, is something of a rarity in video games right now, in that he's not an asshole. He's just a guy trying to send money home to his wife and kid, and he has a good heart. Adding to that, many of the missions you play in the game have Jim doing what you'd expect of a worker driving heavy machinery on a hostile alien planet. You know, fixing things, closing storm shutters, welding broken pipelines, defending his mining rig from the local wildlife. There's no assassinations or drug deals in Lost Planet 3. After having played through the recent Tomb Raider reboot, I felt pretty disenchanted with the AAA game scene. Lara Croft to me had always been an explorer first and a killer second, but man, they threw that out the window this time around. After 24 hours of survival horror Tomb Raider with Lara violently murdering everyone in sight, I knew I was done. And that's not to say that Tomb Raider is a bad game. It's not. It's very well done, well designed. It's a top-notch effort. I just don't care for their take on the character. Anyhow, after that malaise, Lost Planet 3 cured me. It was as simple as taking the construction rig out for the first time, seeing a photo of Jim's wife on the dashboard, a coffee pot on the other side, and hearing country music playing while stomping across an ice field with snow and lightning going apeshit outside the cockpit window. It was a space trucker fantasy come true, and I have to give credit to Spark for doing it right. That's all for this time. Please leave positive feedback or questions on my YouTube page, and add me to your subscriptions if you like what you've heard and want to hear more. Till next time, friends.